back to class. Today we have another reformer-inspired Wunda-Chari class. So this is where we do literal interpretations or very creative interpretations of reformer exercises on the Wunda-Chari. We're starting on the floor, so make sure you have your mat, and we're going to work our way up to standing. Before we get started, make sure that you're on one middle spring. We're going to start with footwork, and we're going to start lying down on the mat. Feet are going to come onto the pedal. So it's going to look like we're setting up for the Wunda-Chari shoulder bridge, but we're actually going to do something a little bit more coordination, hamstring specific. So you want to lie down. You want to find tabletop with the legs, so kind of 90 degrees with the legs. And I always like to take a little press down, a little tester press. And if I feel like I have to compromise my spinal position in order to move the pedal down, or it feels like too much knee flexion, or just something feels a little tight in the lower body, I like to scoot a little bit back and adjust accordingly. So just find what works for you. We all have different leg lengths, so this is not a one-size-fits-all position. We're gonna start with heels together, toes apart. So instead of toes on the bar, we're gonna go heels on the bar in our Pilates stance. And then from here, we're going to press the pedal down all the way to the floor. And as we do in the Wunda-Chari, it's never just about pressing the pedal up and down. It's more about pulling the pedal in towards you. So thinking about the heels kind of sliding up towards the pubic bone, that's what's going to turn the hamstrings on. We'll do 2 more here. That'll make 5, supposedly. Pilates math has deviations. Now we're going to play with the single leg. You're going to take the left leg to float just above the pedal, and then 3 times on the right leg, pull it in halfway or all the way, and lift, trying not to shift in the body. Last time. And change sides. Lift up and hold. Come all the way up, and you're going to bring your arches onto the foot bar. Legs can be zipped together or they can be in parallel. I like both for different reasons, but since we're being reformer method actors today, we're going to go zipped together for 5. That inner thigh connection. It's a challenging one, but an important one in our body. 2 more times. Got to adjust my feet. Last time, try not to let the knees wobble side to side. Now take your left leg lifted up, play with pressing the pedal down and up a little bit. 2, and 1, changing legs. Woo! Return both feet on, heels on. This time I will go parallel with the fist width apart in between my feet. As someone who is naturally a little bit more externally rotated, it's important to be able to do it all. So working parallel is a good challenge for me. Last time. Now from here, left leg lifts 3 times on the right. And then change sides. Make sure your transitions are quiet and smooth. Transitions are part of the exercise system of Pilates. All right, rest both feet on. Stretch the legs long. We move into our 100. Heels together, toes apart. From here, the legs can stay down on the pedal, or you can float them off of the pedal. Find what works for you. We take the arms to the ceiling, head, neck, and shoulders rise, and let's start to pump. And exhale. I'm keeping my feet on the pedal today because I find that it helps me work my length. And if you notice, I just had to readjust. I was a little off center. I was a little croissant shaped. My legs were going the opposite direction. So sometimes it's nice to rest the legs and really work the scoop. Sometimes taking one element out of the picture doesn't necessarily make it easier. It allows us to work harder sometimes in other areas of the exercise. 2 more times. Last time. Lower down, rock the head side to side. Maybe you bring the soles of the feet together and just open the knees out. Enjoy that. Fabulous. All right, zip your legs together. We're gonna rock up to sit and set up for our next exercise. All right, we are gonna set up for flying eagle. This is gonna kind of combine our swan on the barrel and our down stretch from the long stretch series. So, still on one middle. Gonna come to a supine position. Your hands are going to come onto your pedal. I like the heels of my hands on. You want a position where your arms can be straight and that your spine can stay down on the mat. Now, this is a big stretch for the lats. That's kind of what makes flying eagle amazing. You get a nice big stretch and opening here as we move through it. But if you do feel a stretch, that's correct. So once again, we're gonna think about pulling the pedal in towards us. As you press the pedal down, you plug the shoulders down your back, you lift up into your swan, and really pull those abdominals in, long diagonal line, sternum through your shoulders. Now play with floating the pedal first, and then lowering down. I'm gonna play with narrowing my legs with each progression. You can always keep your legs mat width apart. Press the pedal down, lift up. And slowly lift the pedal up a little bit before you lower down. It's a nice little challenge to see if you're actually using your abdominals. Let's do that 2 more times. This exercise can really become about just pressing the pedal up and down, but every exercise is a full body experience. 1 more time. Let this feel good. Amazing. And lift the pedal up, slowly lower down. Press yourself back into a quick child's pose. 2 big breaths here. And then slowly return to sit. All right, I'm gonna make a quick change because we're gonna do some push-ups inspired by our long stretch exercise. So, staying on one middle, I'm just gonna get rid of the mat and I'll meet you there. All right, quick chair adjustment. It's push-ups and planks. Get excited. This is also one of my favorite exercises to do. Makes me feel super cool. We're gonna set this up. So we're gonna find our quadruped position. So I'm starting with my right hand on the pedal. We're gonna press it down and then I'm gonna redistribute so that my left hand is right underneath my left shoulder. I'm kneeling. If you need knee pads or roll up your mat or bring your mat underneath your knees, please do that. We're gonna work that long flat back quadruped position. We're gonna start with 3 push-ups with the right hand. Keeping the body as square as possible, you're gonna bend that elbow and press it back down. 2 more times. Keep pulling the front body towards the back body. And now we add on by sliding the right leg back. That's gonna go long behind you. And then play here for 2. Trying not to shift all the way to the left side. Definitely easier said than done. Drag that leg back in and change sides. And we go here. Now this one's a lot easier. Last time. Now we go both. Holy moly, both legs go back and we go 3 here for 3. For 2. Last time. Bend one knee down, bend the other knee down, slowly come up and close the spring. All right, that's why we progress that one, because that one gets crazy real quick. Let's spin around and do the final side for the final time. All right, our second crazy angle has been set up. All right, let's get started. So let's go to that quadruped position. You're gonna push the pedal down. My left hand is on now. Do a little hair flip here. 3 times, staying long in the side body. Try not to dump in the mid back. Keep the ribs and the pelvis stacked on top of each other. Now slide the left leg back. It's always interesting to see the stability side to side and bring it back in and change. That felt so different than my other side. That's what's fun about Pilates. Get to explore all these different aspects of your body. All right, I should stop talking because we're in a plank. Let's do 3 here. For 2. Last time. Bend one knee in, bend the other knee in, slowly come to kneel and close your spring. All right, let's slowly work our way up to standing. We're gonna do a new exercise for the channel, inward facing frogs. All right, first spring adjustment of class. I am back to 1 top and 1 bottom spring. We're gonna do inward facing frogs. So this is inspired by Feet in the Strap frogs from Reformer. It doesn't look anything like that, but it is a frog exercise, so we're gonna go with that. And this one is a strange one. It's a little unruly, so bear with me. You're gonna take your hands, you're going to bring them to the sides of the chair, and they're gonna be right at the front by the pedal. We're gonna set up like we would for pull-up. You're going to press the pedal down with 1 foot, bring your other foot on, heels together, toes apart. Now, we're gonna bend the knees. You're gonna bend your knees so that you're coming down to a lower position and that your elbows are gonna bend as well. So we've got this like weird bent semi-squat position. Pull your tailbone in, keep the spine nice and long. The distance between your pubic bone and tailbone stay the same as you straighten your arms, lift up, and then bend, bring it back down. And lift, and bend. Try that 2 more times. Isn't this weird? Now straighten and hold. Press the legs down 4 times for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Now let's alternate elbows, legs, elbows, legs. 2 more times. Last time. Press the legs down. Take a little run if that feels good. And then dismount by taking 1 foot down, slowly closing your spring. I told you that one was weird. All right, let's shake it off and let's move on to our next series. All right, let's move on to our coordination variation. We're gonna infuse it with some Swan. So I'm on 1 middle spring. Lie down, set up for your Wunda-Chari-i Swan. And we're gonna add a little extra choreography to this one. I'm gonna keep my legs parallel. We're gonna do 3 of each of these variations. So to start, setting up for your Swan, you're gonna lift up into your Swan and hold. You're gonna do a tricep press, bend, straighten, and then lower down. 2 more times. Lift up, bend, straighten, and lower. Last time like this, and then we move to the legs. And lower. Now you lift up and hold. Beat the inner thighs once, lower down. And lift up, close open, and lower. 1 more time, lift up, close open, lower, down. Slowly make your way up to sit, and then we'll come to spin around facing away from the pedal for our short box variation. So we're gonna start with a little round back here. I'm sitting fairly close to the edge. My sits bones are right on the precipice here. And we're gonna start with the hands at the thighs. Take a big inhale. Big exhale, start to round your spine backwards. This isn't gonna be a very big scoop, but I want you to really focus on working that C curve shape. It's really easy to take this into the upper body. Really work that apex of the curve at your waist, and then stay round as you dive forward, like you're gonna dive the top of your head in between your knees. Let's take that again, round your spine back. You can keep the hands at the thighs, or you can play with floating them, and then scoop forward. 1 more time like that. So small movement, but mighty. Stack your spine up to tall, recenter, hands come behind your head for hinge. Once again, this is gonna be a small movement. Little light on your seat, maybe you squeeze the booty a little bit as you hinge with the flat back backwards and then come all the way up. 2 more times. Close the front of the ribs, get long. This is kind of a warm up and a little primer for what's to come. This is your last time. Bring the arms down, maybe you take a few head circles. We move into twist and reach, and we're gonna use the pedal to help us here. I like to be close to the front edge, and by front edge, I mean pedal edge. So we're gonna move into our final short box series exercise. We're gonna start with the arms up to the ceiling. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. From here, knees can stay bent, or you can straighten them for more of a challenge. You're gonna twist to the right. You're gonna bring your hand nearest the pedal onto the pedal. You're gonna stretch back in a flat back hinge. It's easy to kind of pop the chest and turn this into a back bend. I want you to keep the hips stacked, turn your rib cage like it's rotating over your hips. You come up in that twist and center. And we change sides. Hand comes down, you reach. Imagine your feet are up against a wall and you're pressing them away. You can even bring the chair up to a wall and have that be an assist for you. It's not just twist and reach of the spine, it's twist and reach in the whole body. Because every exercise is both an abdominal exercise and a full body experience. One more time. Come up and center. Lower down, shake it out, and prepare yourself for what's next, which is teaser tree. I know, I'm being very mean with this one, but we get to do 2 reformer exercises in one. So our tree is, in a way, a single leg teaser. So this does make sense when you think about it. So setting up for what you would do on the Wunda-Chair for teaser, you're gonna have about at least a hand's width from the pedal side edge. And then from here, you're gonna bring your legs up into a not quite tabletop position. So my knees are pointing to the ceiling, my toes are kind of pointing down. It's a little bit of a not as wide position. So from here, I'm gonna take my hands back to the pedal, wrap my triceps towards my back, and from here for our tree variation, you're just gonna straighten the right leg. The knees stay glued together. We roll down, scooping the abdominals to press the pedal away, and then we round up like we're climbing up our tree. 2 more times. This is spicy. 1 more time. Keep those inner thighs together. Right away we change. Little flick. That's kind of fun. Roll down. Don't use momentum. It's very tempting. But we want to work that center. Scoop the abdominals out of the way, forehead to knee. 1 more time. And scoop up. Zip the legs together, teaser 1 time with both legs up. Reach the hands away, hold your teaser for an inhale. And an exhale, lower down. All right, I'm sweating. Let's keep going. All right, we are back to our pull-up game. We did this in our previous reformer Wunda-Chair fusion class, but it's just a fun way to end and it feels grand and awesome, and why not? Pull-ups rock. So more pull-ups in my book for sure. I love this exercise. It's one of my favorites of all time. So I'm on 1 top and 1 bottom spring. If you really want to get crazy, you can play with lightening these springs up, but I wouldn't recommend that because we are doing some knee stretch variations today, as well as an added Arabesque Stork variation. So adding in that reformer touch again. So we're going to set up for our pull-up, hands to the back or to the sides. 1 foot comes on, press it down. The other foot comes to meet it. We're going to start with 3 normal pull-ups before we get weird. So make sure your ponytail's not in your face, and we're just going to go for it 3 times. Hovering the pedal in between. Lower down. we play with our stork variation. We're gonna do 2 with the knee bent in, 2 with the leg stretching behind. If this is crazy, continue with your classic pull-ups. I understand. So we're gonna start in our pull-up position, pulling the right knee into the chest to start. You're gonna keep it there as you lift the pedal up and lower. One more time like this. Lower the pedal all the way down, stretch the leg a little bit behind you in a hover. Now we lift here and lower. Keep lifting that hamstring to help with that oppositional pull. Let's change sides. Now my left leg's gonna come in. Honestly, it doesn't matter, we do both sides. Let's lift on up. Feels completely different on this side. Now we hover that leg, squeeze the glute, lift that back hamstring, and lower. One more time. And lower. Bring those feet down. Take a quick little run in between. We close on 2 feet with knee stretches. So we're gonna go right into it. I'm gonna change the grip of my hands, because why not? It's fun to play. And we're gonna go heels together, 1 toes apart, once more. Lift the pedal halfway up. 10 bend and presses of the knees. Here we go for 10. Try not to clunk your springs. Try to close them quietly. Brisk but in control. 2, 1. Lift the pedal all the way up, pull up. Lower all the way down. Return to those runs. Breathe easy. Talking and teaching in an inverted position is a skill I never thought I would ever learn. All right, slowly take 1 foot down to the floor, take the pedal all the way up, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed. I'm so out of breath. That really worked me out, and I hope it worked you out too. If you want to see more of these, please let me know in the comments below. If you want to see something else, also let me know in the comments below. All right, until next time, stay awesome. Bye.
Wow.